Hello whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. Today I would like to take you to Campbeltown, more specifically to Springbank. Now, as I'm sure you know, Springbank is that 341 distillery, because not only do they make Springbank, they also create Long Row single malt and Hazelburn single malt. Long Row is the heavily peated one. Anyway, today we want to talk about Springbank, and it's not often that one comes across a single sherry cask matured Springbank, but I have one here that has been bottled by the Belgian club BYOB-C. BYOB-C is actually an acronym for Bring Your Own Bottle Club, and they have this series called the Lads of Lobland. And the Lads of Lobland has already two bottlings. The first one was a fantastic Clynelish 1997. The second one is this Springbank. And the Springbank is a 19-year-old 1996 single cask, sherry cask matured Springbank. And it is bottled at a whopping 53.6% ABV. 53.6%. It's got only 50 bottles, and I got number 50 of 50. I need to thank Dominic for that. I think Dominic is the, I think he's the president or anyway, he's someone high up in the hierarchy of the BYOB-C Bring Your Own Bottle Club, and he made a deal with me that I would get every single bottling that they create in the Lads of Lobland, but I negotiated having the final bottle in my collection. I'm a bit crazy that way. Anyway, so like I said, this Springbank is 19 years old, matured on a single sherry cask and at cask strength, and I was lucky enough, thank you Dominic, that I got an extra sample of this so that I can keep the bottle in my collection for just a while longer. And we're going to try it from a sample from one of the other 50 bottles. Now I have to admit, this is not just, obviously the cask yielded more than 50 bottles, but the Bring Your Own Bottle Club actually has an agreement, a gentleman's agreement with the Dutch club, the Casketeers, who took the rest of the cask, 160 bottles, and they divided that amongst their club members, and the Lads of Lobland got the other 50. I got one of those. It's a beautiful bronze color, and it comes down the glass very, very slowly, revealing a high viscosity. This is going to be very creamy, I think. Yes, this is beautiful. 53.6% ABV. So, I've tried it before, I have to be honest, and it turns out to be a Campbeltown sherry monster, where quite a bit of the distillery character is actually dominated by the cask. But what the hell, what a dram. You will find out together with me on the nose. The nose is filled with red fruit. I get strawberry and figs, but also some raisins and blood oranges. And then there's maca and some whipped cream, which is a bit of a surprise. Actually, the whipped cream is becoming very loud, in fact. This is whipped cream in liquid form. I also get some honey, some nuts, some caramel, and there's even a pinch of salt in there. But you have to look for the distillery character. I do get a little bit of peat all the way in the back, but you need to look for it. This to me says that the sherry cask that was used for maturation was quite an active cask, a hyperactive cask in this case. Probably, I don't know this for sure, but probably first fill. On the palate. Lovely creamy mouthfeel. Just as expected, this is very creamy indeed. It's almost syrupy. And the 53.6% is actually, it's the perfect drinking strength in this case. It's got a sturdy arrival full of dry fruits, apricots, pineapple on the barbecue. But on the palate, it is more discernible than on the nose that this is actually Springbank, because I do get some chalk and some jute, which is for me very typical for Springbank. Now there is a big smokiness developing as well with some black pepper and a grain of salt. So this is clearly Springbank, but on a sherry cask. There you have it. The finish then. Wow. Long. Very long. On dried fruits of all kinds, wrapped in that smoky blanket from the peat. Wow, like I said before, this is an absolute Campbeltown sherry monster. Not much of the distillery character on the nose due to the active cask, but clearly Springbank on the palate. And who cares when it tastes like this? This is quite the stunner. It was just over 120 or 125 euro, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was even 140, but by now they are long gone, of course. But I just wanted to thank the Lads of Lobland for, allowing me in on their club bottlings, because they have quite a few beauties already. The Clynelish was a stunner, the Springbank is an absolute monster. Brilliant. I'm really looking forward to the next installment of the Lads of Lobland series. And I understood that if all the labels are put side by side, I believe there will be 6 of them, they create this beautiful landscape. They will create this one big giant landscape. There you have it. I quite like these labels, actually. And that's it for this Whiskey Rambling. Lads of Lobland, well done with your BYOB-C bottling of this 19-year-old Springbank from 1996 on a sherry cask. An absolute stunner. Well done indeed, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all for this Whiskey Rambling. And I hope to see you again at one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings real soon. And until then, you know the drill. May the malt be with you.